Welcome to Body Efficiency Training, and in this video I'm going to be talking through some Systema style slow sparring, and we're just trying to keep the fight going, so we're alternating between attack and defense, so we're giving our partner a chance to respond and bring something back to us that we can respond to. So it's not anywhere near a proper fight. In fact, I call this martial dancing, because we're essentially dancing. It's completely freestyle. You can see all different types of movement in there, as well as Systema. You'll see Tai Chi, Kung Fu, and really anything that comes. We're concentrating on body efficiency, and we want the fluidity and flow of our body like a snake to create ripples and waves and whips. So this is very efficient, and this is the beginning of creating speed. And we're also looking for alignment, so we're using our strong structure to hold ourselves to the ground and prevent ourselves being pushed or pulled over. So you can see here we're starting off, and it's fairly light, and this is a bit more like pushing hands, but we're holding a structure. So those of you who know Tai Chi, pushing hands is the sort of martial practice they do, partner practice. And again, I call this really martial dancing because it is freestyle, and some moves may work and some moves might not work, but it doesn't matter. We've got to practice infinite moves. We learn tactics, we learn fighting moves, things that might work, but we also have to have the freestyle of trying to put them all together. And you might find new ones that just work for you at that moment, and ones you think might work don't work. So we're experimenting, we're allowing each other to have a go and practice. That's why we're alternating. It's simply attack, counter attack. And we're moving quite close to grappling, nearly getting to taking the person down, but we're not going to go that far. We're just practicing our alignment and structure when we do that. We're trying to lock our legs correctly, utilize our hips and our bone structure to create force, while our opponent tries to destabilize us or lift us up or push us or pull us over. So there's both pushing and pulling, but we also want strikes. And really what we're doing here in this martial dancing is we're practicing the midpoint of a fight. There's really three positions to a fight. The first position in a fight is really striking, boxing. You're at a distance. Then you move in a bit closer and you're doing this now, standing, grappling. And after that, if standing grappling doesn't work, you're going to wrestling, you're going to fall down to the ground, and now you're wrestling. So these are the three stages to any fight. And we're just trying to practice the mid stage, this mid part where you're standing grappling. So you've got some striking, you've got some catching, you've got some pushing and pulling to try and take the opponent down. And it's nothing like real combat. We're only dancing around. So we're finding a rhythm, and we're not going too fast because we don't want to hurt each other. And really what we're doing here in this body efficiency martial dancing is martial arts in the spirit of capoeira. And capoeira is the most famous dancing martial art. But don't underestimate it. The skill of just missing your opponent is the same skill of just hitting your opponent. You're still working on accuracy, and they're working on complete body strength, complete body flow in larger movements. That's very, very difficult to do. Do not underestimate that. And one day I'd love to develop enough upper body strength to be able to do some of those moves. But we're essentially fighting here in the spirit of capoeira. We're not hurting each other, but we're doing infinite moves. You'll see lots of short range moves, long range moves, and ultimately it's a universal body flow. We're trying to move like a snake. So you could call this snake style Kung Fu, and I started off calling it that, but Kung Fu is too much associated with combat. Kung Fu really means acquired skill, and we're just trying to acquire a skill, and that skill is freedom of movement, but you've got to feel inside your body, your whole structure, and create waves and whips through your whole structure like a snake. And this is very efficient in martial arts, and you can see lots of movements to here. I'm using the whole body to respond. There you can just see it's arm to arm, but I'm rolling the spine. I'm creating strength through my whole kinetic chain. And it's the same with the legs. Legs and arms are free, but the strength is in the middle, in the spine. And so again, as we're playing, we're fighting, we're sort of fighting, we're responding to something and trying to find the next move, and we're thinking about combat. But really what we're focusing on is our own internal structure. That's why we've got to do this slowly. You've got to feel the relaxation and the tension in your own body. That's very difficult to do. If you go flat out full speed, you'll never get it. You've got to start super, super slow. This is why Tai Chi is very, very slow. This is why Systema do slow fighting. And that's what we're doing here. Slow fighting, but I'm calling it martial dancing because it's absolutely freestyle. And some of it might work and some of it might not work. But it's all good for you. So I hope you enjoyed this little video and look forward to seeing you in the next video.